Hello, everyone. Good evening. And welcome to a new session. So, after last night's session, we are back with some more revision. And yes, we got many requests for sessions on RPSC as well. Don't worry, we will do sessions for RPSC as well. Okay, right. But today, we will revise for the upcoming NET exam. Yes. So, are you all ready for another session of revision for NET? And you often ask me if these sessions will help those who will be appearing for exams like Telangana set or WB set. Yes. If you are going to appear for any set exam as well, these sessions of a revision of NET will obviously help you a lot. Okay? So it doesn't matter which exam you're going to appear for, the sessions will really help you with your revision, learn some more new things, recall old things, and stay in a loop where you keep revising, read extra. Okay? Yes, after these live sessions, you should read extra. You should note down the new things you have learned and keep coming back to them. Otherwise, we're humans, right? We can forget things, obviously. So, to not forget, we have to keep coming back to these things again and again. And after a time, it will get entrenched in your mind and you won't forget. And then things will be easier. And then any exam will be easy for you, be it NET or any SET, GATE, CUET, PG, any PSC exam, any entrance exam, right? So don't worry, please. Okay? Right. On that note, let's get started with our session tonight. If you're watching this video right now, then please do share it and please like it as well. Okay? Even if you can't share it, please like this video. Okay? Yes, please do like this video. Now I will start by sharing my screen. I believe you guys can see the screen, right? Yes. This is our session number 22 of Vallath NET revision. Right? Yes. So let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the first question for tonight. Okay? Here we go. Udgaru Nunukal, Kath Walker, was the first Aboriginal Australian to publish a book of verse. Is it true or false? Tell me. Udgaru Nunukal, Kath Walker, was the first Aboriginal Australian to publish a book of verse. Is it true or false? Tell me. Let me see the YouTube comments. Let me see what you all are saying. Yes, it is true. Yes. Yes. True. Udgaru Nunukal, Kath Walker, was the first Aboriginal Australian to publish a book of verse. It is absolutely true. It is absolutely true. Okay. Next. Jagardu. Poems from Aboriginal Australia, published in 1978, is the second collection of poems by Dash, often referred to as the 20th century's Aboriginal Poet Laureate. Who wrote Jagardu? Tell me. Who wrote Jagardu? Jagardu is a poetry collection by which Australian Aboriginal writer? Jagardu. It's a poetry collection by which Aboriginal poet from Australia? We're talking about the Australian authors. It's Aboriginal poets because NTA can ask questions from these areas, right? Tell me, who wrote Jagardu? It's a poetry collection by which Aboriginal poet of Australia? It is by Jack Davis. Jagardu is a poetry collection by Jack Davis. Jack Davis is an Aboriginal poet from Australia. Australia. Okay? Right. Next. The Bulletin was an Australian weekly magazine based in Sydney and first published in 1880. It featured politics, business, poetry, fiction, and humor alongside cartoons and other illustrations. The Bulletin exerted significant influence on Australian culture and politics, emerging as Australia's most popular magazine by the late 1880s. Is it true or false that the Bulletin was an Australian weekly magazine based in Sydney and it was first published in 1880? It is true. It is absolutely true. Okay, the Bulletin. It was an Australian weekly magazine based in Sydney. It is considered Australia's most popular magazine. Okay, it is considered Australia's most popular magazine. The Bulletin. The Bulletin. Okay, right. Very good. Henry Lawson was an Australian writer and bush poet, but he is most famous, typo, sorry, I mean a word is missing, but he is most famous for his dash. Henry Lawson was an Australian writer and bush poet, but he was most famous for what? Henry Lawson, the Australian writer, was most famous for his short stories. Short stories. Okay? Yes. So, many of you wanted to know about the new NET batch of Vallath. So, those of you who want to join our new NET batch, we are starting our new NET batch from the January of 2026. It will be our 6 months online batch, and this batch will officially start from January. We will give you classes for both papers 1 and 2. And if you enroll in this course, you will also get our books. And if you purchase this course right now, you will get our December 25 NET crash course for free. You won't have to pay anything for it. Okay, so those of you who want to join our new NET batch, you can join now. And our new batch will start officially from the January of this coming year. All right. Okay, next. Such is life. Being certain extracts from the diary of Tom Collins is a novel by the writer Joseph Furphy, written in 1897 and published in 1903. It is a fictional account of rural dwellers, including bullock drivers, squatters, and swagmen in southern New South Wales and northern Victoria during 1880s. Is it true or false? Such is Life. It's a work by Joseph Furphy. Joseph Furphy is known as the father of Australian novel. Joseph Furphy is known as the father of Australian novel. Is it true that Joseph Furphy wrote Such is Life? Yes, absolutely. Joseph Furphy wrote Such is Life. Such is Life. And Joseph Furphy is the father of Australian novel. Okay, right. Next. My Brilliant Career is a 1901 novel by whom? Tell me. Let me see your comments in the YouTube. Just a second. But tell me who wrote My Brilliant Career? Who wrote My Brilliant Career? Yes. Who wrote My Brilliant Career? It is by Miles Franklin, correct. All of you are answering correctly. I saw the chat box. Yes. My Brilliant Career is by Miles Franklin. Do you guys know that Miles Franklin Award is the highest literary award in Australia? Miles Franklin Award is the highest literary award in Australia. Okay? My Brilliant Career. It is by Miles Franklin. Next. Woman to Man is the second collection of poetry by Dash. It won the Grace Levin Prize for Poetry in 1949. Who wrote this poetry collection, Woman to Man? This poet was a very popular environmentalist as well. This poet was a very famous environmentalist as well. Tell me, who wrote Woman to Man? It's a poetry collection by whom? Who wrote Woman to Man? It's a poetry collection by which poet from Australia? She was also a very popular environmentalist. Environmentalist. Woman to Man. Her other poetry collections are The Moving Image, The Twice Fires. It is Judith Wright. Judith Wright wrote the poetry collection Woman to Man. Woman to Man. It's a poetry collection by Judith Wright. Judith Wright. Okay? Yes. Molly, her half sister Daisy, and their cousin Gracie are taken to Moor River for schooling to become more like white people and to eventually be taken to a more rural part of Western Australia. The girls escape from the settlement and take the 1600-kilometer walk home along the rabbit-proof fence. This happens in which work? So I have given you the plot of a novel. You tell me which novel are we talking about? Molly, her half sister Daisy, and their cousin Gracie are taken to Moor River for schooling to become more like white people. So, this is happening in which novel? It is Follow the Rabbit Proof Fence by Doris Pilkington Garimara. Follow the Rabbit Proof Fence by Doris Pilkington Garimara. NTA once asked statement-based questions from this novel. Follow the Rabbit Proof Fence by Doris Pilkington Garimara. Okay, yes. Carpentaria is the second novel by, tell me. Carpentaria is the second novel by Carpentaria is the second novel by Alexis Wright. Alexis Wright. And this novel tells the interconnected stories of several inhabitants of the fictional town of Desperance, situated on the Gulf of Carpentaria in northwest Queensland. Okay? Carpentaria. This is the second novel by the Australian writer Alexis Wright. And this novel tells the interconnected stories of several inhabitants of the fictional town of Desperance, situated on the Gulf of Carpentaria in the northwest Queensland. Northwest Queensland. Okay, right. Next. Written with a combination of epistolary, confessional, and didactic forms, this book follows the title character after he is cast away and spends 28 years on a remote tropical desert island near the coasts of Venezuela and Trinidad, encountering cannibals, captives, and mutineers before being rescued. This story has been thought to be based on the life of Alexander Selkirk. Which work is this? It's written with a combination of epistolary, confessional, and didactic forms. Epistolary means written in the form of letters. Written in the form of letters. And this work actually is about the titular character who is cast away and he eventually spends 28 years on a isolated desert island where he encounters captives, cannibals, and he undergoes many adventures. It is also a picaresque novel, we can say. It's also a picaresque novel. And it is said that this novel is based on the life adventures or on the life of Alexander Selkirk. Alexander Selkirk. It is obviously Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe. Robinson Crusoe by Daniel Defoe. Four by J.M. Coetzee is a postmodern retelling of Robinson Crusoe. Four by J.M. Coetzee is a postmodern retelling of Daniel Defoe's novel uh, Robinson Crusoe. Okay? Right. Next. Troubles received the 1971 Geoffrey Faber Memorial Prize, and the Siege of Krishnapur received the 1973 Booker Prize. These are works by which author? Troubles, the Siege of Krishnapur, which got the 1973 Booker Prize. Who wrote these works? Troubles, the Siege of Krishnapur, which got the 1973 Booker Prize. Who wrote these works? Which author? Tell me. Tell me, you know this, very easy. Which author wrote these works? Troubles, the Siege of Krishnapur, Empire Trilogy, Empire Trilogy. Yes, these are works by J.G. Farrell. J.G. Farrell. J.G. Farrell. Okay, right. Next. July's People is a 1981 novel by South African writer Nadine Gordimer. It is set against the backdrop of Dash. July's People is a 1981 novel by the South African writer Nadine Gordimer. What's the backdrop of this novel? Socio-historical backdrop of this novel. What is it? What's the socio-historical backdrop of this novel, July's People by Nadine Gordimer, is set against the backdrop of apartheid of South Africa, right? Apartheid. July's People by Nadine Gordimer is set against the socio historical backdrop of apartheid. The segregation policy that was followed by the white people of Africa, or not Africa, South Africa. The segregation policy that was followed by the white people of South Africa. Okay, right. So that's all from our side for tonight. I hope this session helped you to understand that these post-colonial literatures are equally important for your upcoming NTA NET exam, be it Australian, Canadian, African. Okay, it's very important that you equally give importance to your post-colonial literatures as well. Post-colonial literatures will be very important. African, Australian, Canadian. Okay, very important for NTA NET. Post-colonial literatures. That's why we discussed so many authors from Australia. So many authors from Australia, their major works, poetry collections, novels. So after this live session, please read more about this area. And we are starting our new NET batch from January of 2026. You can join our course and prepare with us. And I will see you all again tomorrow at 9 p.m. at our Vallath YouTube channel. Please keep studying and do like this video. Take care of yourself and see you all again tomorrow at 9 p.m. Okay, bye. Take care.